Welcome everyone to the Story Trading Weekly Meetup. We're back again for our, who knows, our 100th episode or something. We got to keep track of that. But in any case, we got an awesome presentation by a new member of the community tonight. First, a quick disclaimer: Story Trading is not an investment advisor, and investing in securities involves significant risk of loss. This presentation is being recorded. It will be provided exclusively to our VIP members this week and posted to social media about after a 7 calendar day waiting period. Those of you who don't know what story trading is the art of understanding market pricing, also known as the story behind the trade, through the lens of the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. We collaborate now in our WhatsApp community and on Zoom, and we are building our app. It's in private beta testing right now. Our app's going to be the place to discover, collaborate, and validate market moving information through crowdsourcing research and social collaboration. Make sure you go to our website and sign up for the wait list for the app. We have VIP picks. That's one of the things we do on Sunday nights. These are picks from our community, from members of the VIP plan. They'll present an idea. They'll contact us first and say, hey, Ben, we got a great idea. I got a great idea to present the stock. Goes through a little bit of a vetting process, and if accepted, they'll be presented here on Zoom and then subsequently tracked as a VIP pick. Our VIP picks are smashing the markets. It's like overperforming by 3 times. You can go, everything's publicly tracked over there on our website. Now, due to the popularity of our service lately, we're inundated with all sorts of ideas. I can't keep up with it. So we have a new vetting process, and we got a team we're building back here to start vetting those names. If you have a stock you want presented as a VIP pick, go to storytrading.com/submit, capital VIP, to get considered as a VIP pick. So tonight we have Wallbox, last close 1565. I don't know the exact market cap. It's not showing up on a lot of financial resources right now, but it's got to be over $1 billion. It's a SPAC. Just recently started trading. I believe it was $1 billion before, around $10, something like that. So Ariel Asherian has been telling us about this stock. He's been with us now in the community for about 3 months. And from the very beginning, this was his favorite stock. Has been telling us about it nonstop. He finally jumped on our happy hour Zoom a couple Wednesdays ago, and gave his presentation, kind of impromptu, but there were 10 or 15 of us online who heard that presentation that Wednesday. And those of you who were there know that I bought in real time. As soon as this presentation finished, I initiated a position in Wallbox. So we started tracking that as a VIP pick then. So it's been up 54% since then. It's 1565. Of course, it had a huge week last week, I believe, because of the sentiment from Lucid and Tesla and what's going on with SPAC. So before we turn it over to Ariel, I want to remind everyone what we try to do at Story Trading is analyze stocks based on the 4 pillars of sentiment, catalyst, fundamentals, and technicals. And the belief is that all market price action can be attributed to these 4 pillars. So you can pull up a chart subsequently by doing that research and tell the story of why the stock went up and why the stock went down. We might not be able to tell all of those stories here tonight, but this is the beginning of our due diligence process. So I'm going to pass it over to Ariel right now so he could tell us. Welcome, Ariel.
Hello, thank you all for joining. I'm excited to be here.
Great. Thank you for joining us. I'm so excited because I know you've been so bullish about this name for 2 or 3 months, and finally it's your time. It's finally it's your time to shine. I think obviously you've been right so far, up 60% since that happy hour presentation. So I guess you have a little formal presentation you want to make for us today.
Okay. Would you like me to share my screen?
Yeah, you should have those permissions.
Okay.
There you go.
Alrighty. One sec. So what today I'll be doing is I have a short presentation that I made myself, just on some key things that I wanted to discuss, and then I will move to Wallbox's their own investor presentation, and then I have some bullets myself that I'll share towards the end. So yeah, this is Wallbox. So the market cap right now at this price is sitting around 2 billion. Shares outstanding is around 137 million. After hours, it is at 16, but it did close at 15.65. Okay. So fundamentals. What is Wallbox? So Wallbox is a global company based off in Spain. They're dedicated to changing the way the world uses energy in the electric vehicle industry. They create smart charging systems that combine innovative technology with outstanding design and manage the communication between vehicle, grid, building, and chargers. They also they're very big for their at-home charger, which I will get into more later on. Okay, so before we go in, they do have some large competitors. Tesla, obviously the biggest one. Chargepoint, Blink Charging, and Volta. I'm well known with Tesla. I'm not too updated about the other three, but I do have their revenue numbers, and I will talk about that a little later. So right now, their financials and revenue valuation. So they reported about 24 million in the 2020 fiscal year. They're currently not profitable, and they anticipate to change that by 2024. Obviously, like I said before, Tesla is the leader in the world of EV charging. They currently have around 25,000 plus charging stations throughout the world. They have their own proprietary charging system, and like I said, Tesla's obviously always been the killer. Here's a chart. You could see talks about their revenue, their gross margin, and other things. Technicals. So as I spoke with Ben earlier, we looked at their technicals for a bit. Long term, it is very bullish, in my opinion. Maybe even tomorrow, we could see a strong bounce off the 15s, maybe to the low 20s. We need to hold that 15 level though, because it is possible to retest the 13s. Didn't make a run to about, I think, all the way to 37 to 38 pre-market that day after their news with Uber.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify that technical analysis came from our partner Rexman.
Rex is amazing.
Yeah.
Rex has been great. Yeah, shout out to Rex. He's always on point. Appreciate him. So upcoming catalyst. So they released a statement that they will be holding a business update on November 4th, 2021 at 8:30. This was after the stock ran all the way to the high 30s in response to their deal with Uber. They're stabilized around the 15-16 area. Earnings, I think, is the 11th, which will be pre-market. And on the 29th of October, which was around 2 days ago, we were given a buy rating and $29 price target. And they ran a little before coming back down.
Hey, can I stop you a little bit there? November, I didn't realize, because this is something interesting to check. I thought the November 4th, which is Thursday morning, was going to be their earnings call.
Yeah, me too. So did I.
It's two separate events?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
thought the business update was also going to be the earnings, but as I'm seeing, I think they're looking at November 11th. Usually they sometimes the date changes, but I'm pretty sure it'll be on the 11th. Okay, so now I just wanted to get through some key points. I'll go ahead and talk about Blink and Chargepoint. I'll show the revenue numbers now before I get into the Wallbox investors presentation. So if we take a look at Blink, they're sitting around $32. Their past year, they're up pretty nice. They did run all the way to like the 49s. Pretty sure that somewhere in the 50s they even went. 60s, my apologies. If we take a look at their revenue, so in 2016 we were seeing at around 3 million in revenue. A year later they went down to 2.4. Then 2018 2.6, 2019 2.7, 2020 6 mil. I think they're looking around 7 mil for this year. As you can see, here's their gross income. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that quickly. Chargepoint, take a look at Chargepoint, currently sitting at 25, 52-week high, 49.48. Let's take a look at their yearly chart. All right. So they were around 13, somewhere around last year. Had a nice run to about, I would say $46, $47. They have been up and down, but they are, I think, one of their top competitors. So if you take a look at their revenue, they have not, I don't know why it's not here for the 2019, 2020, but 2018 they reported 61 million, and 2019 they reported 92 million. And Wallbox, yeah, I'll get to that now. So let's go to this presentation. All right, so this is their investor presentation. I went through this with them before. So let's look at their overview. They were founded in 2015. They're a global EV charging and energy management provider. Like I said, I've been invested through the merger, which is Kensington Capital Acquisition. I've been bugging Ben since then. So they have 230 million of cash held in the trust. So the SPAC was trading around $10. I think it had a 52-week high of 11.30. Then right before the merger, I think we saw sevens and then a nice jump back. So Wallbox shareholders are rolling 100% of their equity. Their transactions proceeds are being retained in the business. Wallbox will have 336 million of promo cash to fund their commercial plans. And yeah, their valuation was 1.5 billion, which is not bad for a SPAC. And yeah, so next presentation. So this is a little bit of what Wallbox, I guess, look like. That's the charger in the back over here. Looks pretty cool. So here are their personnel. The co-founder was part of Tesla's team, which is pretty fascinating to me. Here are some of their other board members. They have around 530 plus employees, 70 plus hardware engineers, 80 plus software developers, 130 plus sales force, and 38 nationalities. I guess that's important as well. Okay, a little bit more about Kensington. I'm trying to move this. Perfect. So yeah, like I said before, 230 million of cash held in the trust was focused on with automotive technology company. Actually, one of the main things I wanted to talk about was Iberdrola. I actually have my notes on that. One sec. So Iberdrola, sorry, they're a global energy leader, and they're the #1 producer of wind power, and have been the world's biggest electricity utilities in terms of market cap, with major utility operations not only in Spain but the rest of Europe, United Kingdom, United States, and Mexico. Brazil. Iberdrola is well positioned to encourage adoption of Wallbox chargers, both at home and in public. They entered an agreement actually with them in June. They committed to acquiring the first 1,000 Supernova public chargers, which I will get to. In 2019, they were also funded by Iberdrola. I can get that. Sorry, 1 second. I think it was around 17 mil they were given by Iberdrola. I guess stored on their chargers. That was 2 years ago. So this is their current board members and investors. So Wallbox, they design, develop, and distribute charging and energy management solutions. They have 100K plus units sold, 150K plus public charging stations, 3 manufacturing facilities, China, Europe, and they just announced just recently their facility in Texas, which I will get to a little soon. 4.3 million charging sessions, 500,000 in-house production capacity. They are in 67 countries with commercial activity, 9 offices across 3 continents, and plus 42 GW charged, which I don't know what it means. But and then you see on the right, their award-winning product, good design, best of CES 2020, some other things here as well. So mass EV adoption, significant charging. So as we know, I'm pretty sure it was California. A lot of people now are trying to move to electric. You know, even Biden said by 2030 he wants to try and get EV to 50%, and they trying to really cut down on gas. And without the with the chargers, I mean, without the cars, you need the chargers, and you know they're really expected to grow. It says 70% of all charging occurs at home and work. If you, as you could see, by 2030, they think they're gonna have a 97% increase of charge points installations. So yeah, I feel like, you know, EV is future right now. We've seen many EV companies been booming, not to mention like they were a SPAC. As we've seen, some SPACs have been going crazy recently, up a couple of 100%. So I feel like SPACs are getting a little bit more of life now. And yeah, so they really they're seeing, I mean, at the end of the day, these numbers aren't facts. They're only projections, but they feel like they could grow 97%. So here's some of their stuff. At home, you know, at 2016, they have the Pulsar Commander. 2017, they started coming out with like the apps and stuff. Here's the Pulsar Plus. That's one of their main chargers, which was actually the #1 seller on Amazon, which I think is really cool. They were Amazon's choice, which I'm pretty sure they will announce that soon. Here's another one of their products, the Quasar, and then 2020, 2021, the Supernova and their Electro Maps. Their app isn't the best right now. That's the one thing that I am currently not too like fascinated about with the company, is that their app isn't used as much and there's not as many ratings. But they were given a lot of good ratings on Amazon, which was pretty cool to see. Right, so designed for consumer intimacy. So their highest power output per size, you could connect via Bluetooth or internet. They're easy to use. Next slide. Embedded and interoperable EV charging software to manage and control the flow of energy. So this is their app. Like I said before, I feel like they do need to work on their app. But let's see how much. See if their app has actually changed since they've been going on. Actually, I want to take a look at this. Yeah, Wallbox right now only has 17 ratings, which is a very odd for me at least to see. Here's one of their other products. The future of the product. It's affordable. They're bi-directional. I'm pretty sure they're the first company to do that. Installs in little as 5 minutes. Here's another graph you could take a look at. So grid power limit of Wallbox is at 200 kiloliters. Sorry. Building energy usage, solar power, and then this is their product. Here's another one of their products. Pretty affordable, they say. 8,000 plus Supernova orders, which like I said before, there was 1,000 orders through Iberdolia. Here's the Electro Maps. This is where like you could tell if they're where you could charge them and where the chargers are. I know that this was one of the first things Ben asked to look at. Is that if they have like an app to take a look at where they are available chargers. Here's some of their clientele. Like I spoke about Iberdolia. There's some other ones. And then I actually want to get to my notes because this is just some other. Okay. All right. International companies. So North America. Like I said, they were expecting to have a manufacturing thing in USA, which was the one in Texas. Their warehouse facilities in California. Like I said before, as of end of April, they're the #1 bestseller on Amazon in Europe. They have offices in 7 EU countries with 2 factories in Barcelona, which they're originated out of. 500,000 unit in-house manufacturing capacity, 2 acquisitions in 2020, warehouse facilities in Spain, Sweden, and the UK. And then with China, they have 100,000 unit in-house manufacturing capacity. So I feel like their locations and the fact that, we're in 67 countries and we're all around is pretty good. And it's always good to be not just in one area. So strong revenue. Let me look at their revenue. This is what I wanted to take a look at. Here we go. So this is their future growth summary. Like I said again, these aren't official. Things do change. But their unit sales, you see 35,000 in 2020. 2021, they're looking for 119,000, which would be a 240% increase. 2022, we're looking at 232,000. 2023, 383,000, and so on. You see 581, 807, 1,041, and then the 1.3. The revenue, as you can see as well, they're really looking to grow. So 2020 we had 24 mil. I'm pretty sure I will also talk about their second half of 2021 where they did revenue of 32 million, which we don't know is completely factable yet, which we'll find out hopefully with their earnings soon. But they're looking at 79 million, 224 mil. So clearly they are very bullish on their company and they really feel like they could grow, especially with everything going on with EV. Transaction overview, so the Kensington shares, the cash held, like I spoke about, the 230 mil. The pipe investment was 100 mil. I'm pretty sure they're going to be using this cash that they have on commercializing their products and going deeper into them and maybe even making some more facilities. So public peers, you see Blink Charging for their revenue from 2021 to 2025. Wallbox, they feel like they could grow around 96%. Blink is sitting at 84, Chargepoint 63, and Tesla 23. The 2020 gross margins, Wallbox is sitting at 45%, Chargepoint 24%, Blink 24, Tesla 21. Their enterprise valuation, which I think is, you see Tesla's huge, obviously. Wallbox is pretty low right now to their other competitors. 2025 estimated revenue, 1.3 for Wallbox, 10.9 for Blink, 6.2 on Tesla, and 5.4 on ChargePoint. They think they have, again, significant upside potential. Just another overview of Kensington Capital, CEO Justin Miro. And here's the rest of the board. And then I'm going to get to my notes now. All right. So, okay. So here's some notes that I have down. So their first half of 2021, their revenues increased more than 300% versus their first half of 2020. And they were 15% ahead of their budgeted expectations. They launched the Pulsar Plus, which I said I was going to speak about, which is the best-selling product globally in the US market in February, where they achieved the #1 bestseller on Amazon and Amazon's choice in the EV charging category. Partnered with SunPower, a leading distributed generation storage and energy service provider in North America, to offer packaged EV chargers and solar installations across the US market. They added 305 employees and expanded product sales into 7 new countries, bringing total headcount to 643 and sales presence to 67 countries. In order to expand manufacturing, the company signed and started construction on its new factory in Barcelona. So when they were at $10 a share, their market cap was around 1.5 to 1.8 billion. Like I said, here's where I wanted to get a little bit into ChargePoint. So ChargePoint is the most valuable with a market cap of about 8.8 billion, 43 times its projected sales over the next year, which is really high. They sell hardware and software needed to operate public charging stations. They plan to build out a network of chargers and generate significant recurring sales. Products by 2025, they project about 1.4 billion in sales, 25% coming from annually recurring products. EBITDA, short for earnings before interest, taxes, and profit margins are expected to be about 12.5%. Wallbox says that it sold more than 100,000 chargers in their 67 countries since founding 6 years ago. Their Barcelona company has a manufacturing presence in Spain, China, and aims to add a US facility, which was Texas. Here's where I talk about Texas. Arlington, Texas as the location of its first US manufacturing facility. The 130,000 square footage high-tech plant will have enough capacity to support Wallbox's expansion plans in North America for the next decade. They're expected to start as early as June of 2022 with product lines for Wallbox's Pulsar Plus AC chargers, lines for their Quasar, its DC charger, and the Supernova, the other one that I was talking about. Like I said before, they're expected to manufacture a total of 290,000 units by 2027 and reach a full capacity of 500,000 by 2030. Here's also I thought was pretty interesting that the Biden administration is targeting about 50% of all new car sales to be electric by 2030. I feel like that's a really important thing to take a look at because a lot of people have been moving into electric vehicles, as Tesla being one. Lucid has been really flying recently. I feel like that company should be pretty big as well. We have some Chinese companies that are trying to expand as well. And you can't have electric cars without the chargers. And I really feel like Wallbox could be a really good long-term investment and could be a very big competitor in the future. Like I said before, Iberdrola is the global energy leader. They're number one producer of wind power. They are one of the biggest electricity utilities in terms of market cap. They are in United Kingdom, Europe, United States, Mexico, Brazil, and they really want to, encourage the adoption of Wallbox chargers at home and public locations. And just like I said before, they entered into an agreement with Iberdrola in June, where they are committed to acquire the first 1,000 Supernova chargers. So now I'm just going to talk a little bit more about my opinion. So my story, I guess, with Wallbox, I actually have been holding them since Kensington Capital acquisition was sitting around $10. I did go through the merger. The reason why I'm invested is because I do feel like EV is only getting bigger and bigger. You could see Tesla's sales are really increasing rapidly. We have some other EV makers as well that are really getting out of there. BMW's even starting to make some electric vehicles, Ford, GM. So I feel like this is a long-term stock for me as well. It's not something I'm planning on holding for like a month, 2 months just to get out of. I am looking to hold at least for the next 6 to 8 months. I am really interested in the company. I am looking forward to actually seeing their revenue numbers because I wasn't able to confirm the 32 million. It was just a source online. So I am looking forward to earnings. We also have we got a $29 price target by Stifel the other day, and I only think like that's just the beginning. I feel like as time goes on, we'll get more price targets and more deals. A deal with Uber doesn't seem too big, but they've only been on the market for 2-3 weeks. I think there's a lot of more exciting things on the way for this company. And yeah, I've been holding since like $9. And funny story, so when I first started working in the office that Ben works at, I was just trading and on the couch and we had a conversation. And then when we started to get a bit closer, every day I'd go to his office and be like, Wallbox, KCC, Wallbox, KC. I don't know too much, this and that. I would kept just, pushing his ball, bothering him. But I really think it's gonna work out. I'm happy that you made money on it. Another thing I really want to talk about is their warrants. They're dirt cheap, at least to me. I mean, I slammed them at $1.70 and $1.80 the other day. They gave me around through the merger as well. They give you some warrants, but compared to the stock price right now, the warrants are pretty cheap. Um, and as I said, Rex has really been great and on point from air to some of his other picks that I've been following him with. He feels that we could bounce hard off the 15s, and maybe see low 20s, but who knows how far we could go. I'm long term on this. I really do like the company. And right now, unfortunately, there's not that much that we know about because they literally just went public. So I feel like as time goes on, and patience is given, it will pay off. And hopefully we'll see the more upcoming catalysts. And I'm looking forward to their earnings. Hopefully the numbers are what they say they are, because that wouldn't be too good for me. But I'm looking forward to it. And with the help of Ben, obviously, I'm trying to research more and more and learn more about this company. If there are any questions, I would love to try and answer them. If you want.
Okay, great. Ariel, thank you so much for that presentation.
No problem.
Sure. If you guys have any questions, put it in chat or raise your hand. I want to just kind of summarize what I'm seeing over here. Where's my screen share? So when we look at the 4 pillars, sentiment, catalyst, fundamentals, and technicals, I think the sentiment and catalyst are obviously in favor right now. You had the catalyst of the Uber just happening. You have the catalyst of a event happening this Thursday morning. The sentiment's very high because of what's going on with Tesla and Lucid. And then we have a very favorable technical interpretation from Rex. And the question is fundamentals. And you look at those valuations, and it's very hard, right, to figure out what should the valuation be. In hot sectors like this, they often seem like they're always nosebleed valuations. So I'd like to look at comparative numbers. I'm glad you brought up the Chargepoint. The market is telling us something. They're valuing that company at $8 billion. So the market is saying, hey, the EV business is valuable, right? And somehow or another, that business is going to make money. That's what the market's saying. So, I think a shortcut to fundamentally valuing something is look at the market leader, look at their market share compared to, the market share that that Wallbox has, and, try to figure out what makes sense there. So anyway, that's where we're at. For me, it's been a trade. I'm not convinced on the fundamentals or the valuations yet. I'll be watching the event Thursday morning. I'm not 100% clear. We got to look at that. I think they may have pulled earnings up a week ahead, but in any case, we know we're getting the event Thursday morning. So as far as like a long-term hold, Ariel, I'm not sold yet because I think the fundamentals might be high. But as far as a trade, oh man, it was killer getting in last week. And thanks to you, I was ready to pounce and made a ton of money on it last week. And I still hold those warrants. You're right. The warrants look laughably cheap. The market is expecting the stock not to hold these valuation levels for another couple. I think those warrants might be exercisable very soon, and like maybe this week or something. I think as early as this week and possibly another month. It depends when they get certain paperwork done. So, okay. So in any case, let's see. I see something in chat here. Oh, it says thank you. So I wanted to ask you, Ariel, if like, what is the business model here? Like, how do they make money? It seems like such a commodity. Like, is it just about grabbing the locations and the partnerships? What kind of competitive advantage will they have with other players that come in the market later on as market matures?
Well, I honestly feel like they do have a lot to prove. Right now, we do need a lot more like catalysts. I think if we do get partnerships, more orders on their chargers. But right now, their business model, to be honest, they are definitely they seem pretty affordable. Um, I just feel like if right now the most important thing is their sales and their numbers and how many batteries they actually are selling. And on top of that, I just really feel more like it's all about their catalyst, and hopefully if institutions start to buy. But yeah, I really feel like it's through their deals. Ooh, one sec.
All right, yeah, to take that. So if anyone has any comments or questions, feel free to ask right now. I'm going to back up what he's saying. Again, sales growth, total addressable market, comparative market caps. These are the things I think are going to be the most important things to look at fundamentally. We're a long way away from profitability and calculating a fair value based on profit. He said 2024, according to their own projections, is when they'll flip to profitability.
Yep. Like I said before, they just announced a partnership with Uber. It wasn't too big of a deal, but I just feel like even if a company like that could have something with Uber, why not? Why wouldn't Uber use Chargepoint or Blink Charging or some of the other EV chargers out there? So I just feel like that was pretty cool. And to be honest, yeah, I'm gonna be watching this. The more information I find out, I will be sharing in the VIP room we have for Wallbox. Right now, like I said, there isn't that much out about it. But I am really looking forward to their business update, which I will be watching on Thursday as well. But to me, it's all about their catalysts, their sales right now, and hopefully partnerships.
Yep, and we do have that Wallbox research group available to our VIP members. Are you looking at all at these competitors for trade as well, since the sector is really hot? We got the Chargepoint, Volta, and Blink. Have you looked at those three?
Blink, I actually traded Blink. I had it at like $4, and then I sold, unfortunately, a little early. Volta, I do think should start to move next week. I think right now it's sitting around 860. I don't know too much about them, so I don't want to talk about it. But I do know that ChargePoint, I think, is their top competitor.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, Volta, I might make, if someone didn't choose it yet, I might make it my trade of the week for this week. It might get a bad open for trade of the week. I've alerted the room to it late last week, and I think I played it Friday morning. It's a SPAC, a recent SPAC or something like that. 10, it went down to like 650, something, in that range. And I saw some Reddit posts going around. People are sending me about comparative valuations, saying that Volta has some sort of advantage in their business model and their margins and something like that going on. But just between the technicals and the sentiment and everything else like that, I do have a position in Volta as well right now. So just wanted to disclose that. All right. So with that, thank you, Ariel, for that presentation. Yep, we are going to remind people we have lots of different events coming up. You can go to our website and click on VIP events to find out what's coming up. Please follow us on YouTube and on StoryTrading. It helps us expand our reach and help everyone in the community get the word out on the stocks we're discussing in the StoryTrading community. And with that, we're going to stop our recording and move on to Trade of the Week. Thank you, everyone.